Sei is up 15% today. It's up 80% in this week. And since we last talked about this, it pretty much 2x. This is the 1 month chart. And this is the video released 2 days before Christmas when Sei was at 36 cents. So that was over here on this chart. Now, if you're late to the party this time, don't worry. I publish videos regularly, so feel free to be early next time. Now, let me show you a dilemma of being a crypto YouTuber. When I made that video about Sei, nobody was really interested in this. This is the video performance. That's the blue line. The gray area is a typical video. So the Sei video clearly underperformed, and it's now just recently starting to gain traction. So that's the problem with the YouTube algorithm, right? It only exposes a video once a lot of people search for it, and people search for it when the price already went up, not when nobody knows about it yet. In that prior video, we talked about all kinds of fundamentals. For example, the total value locked development, which is still lackluster. We also talked about the token unlocks. There will roughly be 60% more Sei tokens floating around in 1 year. So demand has to grow at least by 60%. Otherwise, the price will go down. Can demand outgrow those 60%? Probably, because there's so much development happening on GitHub. So GitHub is the platform where developers submit their code changes. There was an update just 1 hour ago. Another repository updated yesterday. One more yesterday, another one 2 days ago. The number of contributors might not be as high anymore as they used to be. So maybe the size of the team shrunk, but still there is activity. And when we dive into the details, those are proper code changes. So real work on the product itself. Now, why is it so important to have a quick look at this? It's important because some sneaky crypto projects, they simply just update the README files, they simply just update the documentation, creating the illusion of development. This is not the case for Sei though. Don't be fooled by the number of commits, by the number of code changes. Actually have a look if those commits do change something with the code, if they really have impact on the product. Now, Sei Labs is hiring mainly technical hires, which is very, very good. I also like that the founder of Sei Labs is very technical. This is not a finance or marketing person. He used to be a software engineer at Robinhood. He interned at Facebook and he left his well-paid job to found Sei. Now, what is Sei? As part of my due diligence, I always like to look at the founder. I always like to look at founder interviews. Very often, if you simply just YouTube, if you search via YouTube, the founder name, you do find interesting insights. There's an interview with the founder, roughly 1 year old, has only been viewed 463 times with a lot of details, technical details around Sei. But I don't want to bore you with that. Instead, we've got something much more concise, 1 minute. What is Sei and what problem is Sei solving? I find this very, very interesting, and it matches also with the Robinhood past of the founder. It looks like he can actually pull this off. Let's have a look together.
So the best way to get started with Sei is to talk about DEXs. DEXs are one of the few things in crypto that have true product market fit, whether it's AMMs like Osmosis, order book style exchanges like DYDX, or NFT marketplaces like OpenSea. The only problem is the general purpose chains hold back exchanges. First of all, there's no DEX optimizations on general purpose chains. Secondly, there's a lot of congestion issues, which is catastrophic for order book based exchanges. And they're still a tad bit too slow, even the newer ones like Aptos and Sui. And this isn't really even the fault of the layer ones. This is because DEXs are unique applications, especially order book exchanges that have really high throughput and latency requirements. So because of this, we started to build Sei, which is an L1 that's optimized for trading, helping give exchanges an unfair advantage. So from the technical side, there's a few things that we've done that are very interesting. First of all, we have a native order matching engine that helps exchanges scale. Second, we've added in a new consensus layer called Twin Turbo Consensus, which helps improve latency and throughput. And lastly, we've made use of market-based parallelization. So we're currently the only Cosmos chain that is making use of parallelization.
The question, of course, is always adoption. Well, in the end, actually, the total value locked of Sei increase. But technical work is definitely being done here. If you have used decentralized exchanges in the past, you do know the pain, right? You first have to go through an approval transaction. Maybe then a front run bot is going to sell the tokens before you because they've seen that approval transaction. You're trying to get your order through. It might not go through because it first arrives in the mempool and a front run bot just buys before you. Then in all desperation, you're increasing the slippage, so the tolerance, how much the price can move against you. And in the end, you buy the asset maybe for 5% worse of a price than you initially wanted to. Can Sei solve this? They are trying to. Is this a good story in a bull market? I think so. If it's the first time here, feel free to subscribe. I publish videos regularly. Please give this also a thumbs up. It will help the channel grow. There's also a free Telegram. Link is down below.